Hey everyone, NW Order for Life here with Parasyte The Maxim Episode 2. Um, we start off with Shinichi contemplating if he wants to, go to the government and talk about Migi. Actually, at first he says that, it's a bad idea because there's, so many parasites around killing people, the mincemeat murders, that he feels unsafe. And Migi's like, that's a wise decision. Oh, and I kind of just spoiled it because I called him Migi. And yes, what happens is, sorry about that, but what happens is that like a little bit later, he's like, "What should I call you? I can't just call you or it." And Migi says, "Call me Migi," because Migi is hand in Japanese. So there you go. And so it's a simple name. It works. That's what he's called. And then Shinichi goes kind of back and forth and also decides, oh, maybe I should, go to the police because all this stuff that's happening with the killings, I feel terrible. These are human beings, and maybe if they studied you, they'll figure out a way to, to fight these parasites. And Migi is like, well, I could uh, make you, not go to the police. And he's like, what? You can't kill me. And he's like, I don't have to kill you. I can, leave you alive, but take away your sight, your hearing, immobilize you, and kind of, threatens Shinichi. And Shinichi kind of plays it off. Well, is scared and everything, but like when he's laying in bed, he kind of plays it off like it's not an evil thing. He's just like being mean or something. Like Migi's just being mean to him. But then later on, we see Shinichi and Migi are out, and he's playing basketball at the gym, and there's this bully, not bully, there's this guy who likes the girl that he likes. Um, Haruda, I think her name is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's something else. I forget. But the girl that he likes, approaches him after his basketball contest, which he won because Migi made that last-minute shot, which another girl was like, if you make that shot, she'll forgive you. So he did, and she was blushing. And she approaches him and said, "Oh, if you really want to make it up to me, for grabbing her breast, when Migi did that in episode 1, she says, take me out for pancakes this Sunday." And he's like, "Okay, and he's like yelling at Migi to like stop and stop like talking because Migi's like curious. He's like, "Don't you want to have sex with that girl?" Or he says literally like something to the, you want to mate with that girl, right? So it's like comedy right there. He's like, "What? That's just not like that. It's not like that." And then this other guy walks in, his basketball teammate or whatever, says, "Come walk with me," and Shinichi walks with him, and this guy like says, "You know that I like her, right? Like, I want you to stay away from her." And he's like, "What? Come on, let's not do this." And the guy just cracks Shinichi in the face, punches him in the ribs a couple of times, steps on him. And Shinichi's trying to hold Migi back because he knows Migi could really hurt him. And ends up, Migi actually does crack the guy right in the face, but not before Shinichi looks at the guy with like these deadly eyes, and he's like, "Don't make me, I don't know if he said eat you, hurt you. I think eat you is later. Like, don't make me hurt you or something like that. Don't get me angry. Some kind of Hulk shit." And Migi just racks him right in the face. Guy is on the floor for about like 10 seconds, and he gets up. And he's like, and he runs away in fear. And then like they have the girl, which I'm gonna say Haruda, but I'm not sure if that's the right name. I'm just gonna call it that for the review right now. I could look it up while I'm talking. I think I'll do that. But she says that like, who are you sure you're Shinichi? And he's like, yeah, I'm Shinichi. Who else would I be? It's Murano. My bad. It's Satomi Murano. But he's like, of course I'm Shinichi. Like, who else would I be? So Murano was like, okay, like, I'll see you. Like, she said that actually before he got into the fight with the guy. But she says that again later on when they're eating pancakes Sunday, whatever. And he goes into the playground, and he sees these kids bullying this little kitten in the sand. and these kids are like, not say kids, but these guys are chucking pebbles at it and trying to hit its head, stones, and they're missing terribly, but they think it's a game, they're having fun with it, and he steps in, he's like, no, you guys can't do that, all life is precious. And this is a reference to earlier when he's talking to Migi about how Migi is a demon because of, him not caring about any lives but his own, or because his kind eats, whatever they possess. So if they possess a dog, they eat a dog. If they possess humans, they eat humans. Cannibalism. And Migi was like, I've been researching your demons, and if anything, like humans are more closely related to demons because of like, the way you guys eat all different types of animals with no regard for life and all the cruel things that humanity has done. And then as Shinichi's watching these guys bully the cat, and then after he saves the cat, and they try to throw stones at the back of his head, Migi catches them, and he looks at them with like, don't make me eat you. That's literally what he says, like, don't make me eat you. Shinichi is saying this with his eyes like all like whacked out. And so the guys are like, ugh, and they run away afraid. And as he's walking with Murano, he's thinking to himself, maybe Migi is right. Maybe humans really are the demons, And then then Murano grabs his hand as they're walking, and they're holding hands, and they're smiling and blushing together and promising to meet again. And he's thinking to himself, like, this is good, this is a nice moment right there. And he's kind of like contemplating, like, is this who I am, like with Murano walking like that, or am I like, different person, like in terms of like how I'm reacting to all these new situations, that's the kind of feeling you're getting. Because he's kind of just going back and forth now from smiling and being like his old self to being a serious, like scary person when it comes to, these things that him and Migi are talking about. So maybe Migi is influencing his mind in some way because they are connected symbiotically. So maybe, that's what it is. But, and then at the end of the episode, we see this naked woman and this naked man basically just, well, she's staring out the window, and then she looks to him, and he's looking at her, and they have blank expressions on their face. And I missed the part, and I'll get to it in a second, and basically you can tell that this man and this woman are probably parasites because they have no emotion on their face. They have no, affection, nothing, no passion. They're just like putting their hands on each other, and they're naked, and they're going to experiment with, human reproduction. That seems to be what's going to happen here. But getting back to the part that I missed in the episode, which is a big part of the episode, is Shinichi and Migi meet another parasite. They can sense each other. Migi sensed him coming for him. He sensed Migi and went to that way. He finds out that Shinichi still has his human brain, that Migi isn't in control, and he offers Migi the ability to go into his body. He cuts off his arm, his hand, and he says, "Look, I made a spot for you. Come here, and together we'll like live longer and whatever." And he gives Migi the choice to leave his human host or whatever, join him, and they'll just kill, and they'll be a team. And Migi ultimately chooses to protect Shinichi and to kill the parasite, which he does with like he splits his hand up into like 3 like metallic-like tentacles, like a claw, but like like the tentacles like on the other end of it, and just like slashing like a whip, and he just slashes the enemy parasite, the head off, and pins the head so it can't leave the head, and just completely destroys everything. And Shinichi's like, wow, Migi chose me instead of choosing to be, instead of choosing someone that would work with him, or his own kind. So that's a big character development for Migi, and pretty big character development for Shinichi too in this episode, with how he suddenly turns into this serious, scary individual, and then goes back to his other self, and also his relationship progressing with Murano, and the story progressing, because now Shinichi wants to fight these parasites on behalf of humanity. It's what him and Migi were arguing about. But Migi is ultimately going to do it because Migi doesn't want Shinichi to die. So, great episode, episode 2. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Maybe even a 10 out of 10. It really didn't miss any beat. Like I just talked about, a lot of character development, story progression, and really cool to just see this world, unfold with aliens inside humans and one kid that knows about it and trying to stop it. But in the process, is he changing into somebody different? Is this change going to seriously affect him? So, thanks guys for watching. Parasyte The Maxim. Please rate and comment below about what you thought of the characters, the video, or the plot line, anything you want to talk about. Always interested in hearing about it. Try to respond as much as I can. And also subscribe for more videos in the future. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.